got time to bleed.
But we do have time to talk about The Predator. Hey guys, welcome to the TheMrShades show. I'm here with Zach. We just got back from The Predator. What did you think of The Predator?
Bad but good. Bad but good. Entertainingly bad. I mean, I didn't exactly walk into it with high expectations. But it was funny. I enjoyed it. Yeah, like I wasn't expecting an Oscar winner or nothing like that, but it certainly...
Oh, you weren't? You mean you weren't expecting an Oscar bait performance out of Tremblay?
Oh yeah, no, I was hoping for at least Citizen Kane. Come on.
Citizen
Rosebud.
Oh god.
They had I mean, they were trying very hard to do a lot of callbacks and shit like that. So sometimes I'm like, okay, but there's some pretty funny shit. Like, there's obviously spoilers. There's one scene where it's like he sees a bunch of bikes and says, "Get to the choppers," and it's like, "Fuck you!" Like,
yeah, like
I hate how actually funny that is.
Yeah, it's lines like that I think actually make this movie work. It's
Thomas Jane's unexpected, actually comic timing is really good.
Yeah, that's like a lot.
Fuck me in the face with an aardvark.
Yeah, like some of the lines and stuff that they're like, these guys worked so well off each other. Like. The team,
yeah.
Like
you can tell
the loonies, the military guys who were all just Section 8s and being thrown away, and like they're all mentally not all there.
You could definitely tell that they were having fun with making the movie.
Yeah.
Like I like that with movies. Like that's what makes a bad movie good, is that it knows what it is and says, "Fuck it, we're doubling down." Because then you can have fun with it. Then it's not like, okay, this isn't like, oh, I'm gonna watch it for quality. It's like, fuck it, it's there. Let's watch it. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? It's not like bad, but trying to be good. Like, it knows what it's doing. And there were some parts where it's like, okay, like clearly you guys are amping this to 11 because like there's a spot near the end, the Predator killer. A little on the ridiculous side. Yeah, let's be honest here.
My theory.
And the CGI was not great on that part. The CGI was there was some bad. There was one scene it looked like they had dropped half the animation frames.
Oh yeah,
and like
I think that's the scene we're thinking about. Is that
It's the one where it like keels over and dies.
Yeah, that one looked really bad. Like some of the CG in this it's good at some points, and it really helps when it enhances the practical effects on the. I'm gonna say the original Predator.
Yeah, on the normal size, the small Predator. Yeah, they did a little bit of light retconning that like the big predators are actually the normal sized predators and the smaller ones are like hybrids or something, or
I think was the big one was the hybridized one because
it's fucking weird.
They
kind of added a lot of details, like the reason they like it's one part trophy hunting, another part they're extracting the spinal fluids to do like genetic modification, even though you really don't need spinal fluid to do that. I don't think. My knowledge of genetic recombination is a little rusty.
Yeah, that struck me as a little weird and almost explaining too much. It felt like it kind of takes away from the idea of just these honorable kind of hunters coming looking for the best game in the galaxy.
Yeah,
kind of takes away from like the. I want to say like the prestige and the mystery of it.
Yeah, the simplicity of the Well, like
it's adding details where we didn't really need any.
And it's definitely like the feel of it, like and that's the nice part, is it doesn't feel like it was very, very campy and very comic-y, and just it knows what it was. It was great on the violence factor, and there's some hilarious moments at one point where it's like the one guy like shoots him in the face, like oh, you're gonna kill me with a tranq gun? Yeah. Shoots him in the eyeball, which kills him.
Yeah.
And then, nobody has to die. Kid looks at the body. Starting now. Like,
anymore.
Funny shit like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, there was some really great lines that actually had me laughing, and then there was some that didn't really work.
But it felt like it was so comic-y, like when you think to the original Predator.
Yeah.
That one is not comic.
No.
Not in the slightest. Now, there's a lot of
until after the initial incident with coincidentally Shane Black dying.
Yeah, actually. But the thing is, there's a mystery. It has to explain itself. Whereas that was nice about this movie, is they didn't feel the need to do that. We didn't get a half hour of nothing happening. Exposition. Oh, what's this doing? It's got cloaking. We think like it's like we know there's the predator.
Yeah.
Here's what it can do.
They
do a little bit of that, but it's like 5 minutes as opposed to 30. And I like that they just got right into it and started.
The whole movie feels like the third act. Right off the bat. Like, it starts you in media res and just continues to, like, just punch you in the face with everything.
And I'm fine with that, because it's great. Because it keeps you watching.
It's honestly refreshing to just be like...
It's better
to
than
get
what
that
they could
sucker punch, like, of a movie every now and then, to be like, here, we're starting here, and we're just gonna go. Like, there's no resting or anything. Like...
That's also the thing. They straight up made those fucking movies canon.
They did.
I made a joke to him in the theater.
As we were watching.
Because they're like, oh, well, this dated 1987 and 1997, and I just turned and said, like, a couple of non-canonical romps in 2004 and 2008.
And then the literal next fucking scene.
There's the fucking spear with the alien scenes.
Olivia Munn's character is going through looking at all these masks and technology and stuff. And then you see in the background the spear with the alien tail on it. And then I think you mentioned that it was also...
There was, and right after that, there was a couple of masks in the window, and the first one, I'm pretty sure, the one on the right, I don't know about the one on the left, but the one on the right
was like a new Predator mask.
Yeah, the one on the right was I'm pretty sure scars from Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah.
And they had his plasma caster down below. It would have really pissed me off had they done like, the handheld plasma caster from AVPR, even though that got consumed in a nuke.
Well, no, they got it out at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
they get out because they got to minimum safe distance. Yeah. That's a whole nother
So
thing.
those movies are canon according to the Predator universe, which is like, okay, so there's now an alien queen that's at the bottom of the Antarctic, probably frozen. They're Xenos.
And there's
tough. Gunnison just doesn't exist.
Yeah,
there's a smoking hole
gone.
Still there. Good luck explaining that.
And Newtania also exists, but we don't. And Weyland Newtania, they're different companies at the point, but we don't know if they're converging yet. Because they don't really mention it in Predator. See, adding those references just open up a whole can of worms.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, it's those references for those are references for people who really watch those movies, who actually enjoyed.
Yeah, guys like you.
Because the first AVP was actually not bad. There were some moments where I'm like, fuck off. But when they actually start scrapping, it's pretty awesome. When it starts going, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So like. And for me, it's like, it's it's canon, but it's funny. It's like, oh yeah, cool. I've seen some shit done with that. But even AVP didn't feel as campy, didn't feel as comic-y. Now, admittedly,
they made AVP to be like as serious as possible.
Yeah,
with a premise like
they
that.
did a good job of using that though to their advantage of being able to just pull off crazy shit. At one point, the Predator picks up a force field. And it cuts the one guy's legs off, the other guy's trapped on the outside, the one guy's trapped inside, and he starts using it to get around the ship.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy,
that's
and
clever.
I love it.
Like, it's really interesting, because a shield works both ways.
Oh, exactly. Like, it's a physical barrier, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, perfect. That's that you eliminated this danger.
I also want to say, like, some of the action... Well, I was surprised. It's a weird mix. Some of the action, you can clearly tell what's going on, but they also... cut away from stuff super fast.
There's some action scenes where it's all fast cut,
and then there's some
scenes where it's actually a whole sequence.
And you can make it out.
That's just action. That's just action movie shit. That's just kind of what they do. Though.
I mean, but usually these movies are one or the other, right?
It's true. Yeah, you rarely see a blend of both.
Yeah, and so that's kind of interesting for the people who are more like inclined towards that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Couple other things that were interesting was the revamped predator dogs, because we saw these hunting dogs and predators, and they look
Predators. They actually look fucking terrifying.
And then these ones look like just a quadrupedal predator.
They really did, which makes me glad that they didn't touch on it too much. But it's like, with the hybridization, I guess they just took some of them and made them into fucking dogs. Like, Jesus, is that your punishment?
Yeah, I don't know. They just
interesting detail, I guess.
I don't know where they're going with that.
The sheer amount of fuckery was great though. Like the ridiculous shit, but like fuck it, why not? Like they're shooting a bunch. One guy walks up, shoots it in the head, and fucking lobotomizes it, and it just becomes docile.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Sure. Cool. Let's go with that. Fuck it. Why not? But
yeah, there was a lot of that.
It was like, what the fuck? But it's also kind of like, okay, this is funny. Like, if you're willing to step back and go, I'm willing to not be invested in taking this seriously, it's a great time.
Yeah, you know what it's like from, like, the first couple minutes of the movie, what it's going to be.
Yeah, the opening that was Revenge of the Sith, and then it kind of shifts into the same opening shot as Predator, but it kind of adds a lot, and then there's a bit of a fuck you to his satellites. It's like, okay, it's similar territory, but we're going to just be taking
our own thing.
This direction.
Yeah, like, that was really interesting to me, was, like, all this other stuff that they tried to do, like, something familiar but new.
And the first bit in the bus with the loonies was kind of, and then after that they picked up.
Yeah, like, once they got rid of all the, like, the character introductions and stuff.
Then they picked up an
you actually were able to play, like, the way they all played off each other.
Oh, yeah.
Was
they definitely gelled as a cast.
Yeah, it was really good. Like, they all were, like, so genuine together. It's like you can see them hanging out and acting like this, like just being like that.
Yeah, like, just nudge the mic there. But yeah, like Keegan Michael Key was being Keegan Michael Key. Thomas Jane was being, I'm pretty sure that's just Thomas Jane on a Tuesday. Everybody was being, it melded really well.
Yeah,
it melded really well. But I put the Predator in the category of movies that are not good movies in the traditional sense, but are entertaining.
If you like,
and are funny and are fun.
If you like,
so I guess some good movies
action
in that sense.
B movies.
Oh yeah, definitely B movie.
Like, if you like your action B movies or your sci-fi
but, I mean,
B movies.
That's pretty much been the Predator from the get-go, though. It's always been a B movie.
Yeah, that is true. It's just, it was actually the godfather, like the illegitimate father to a lot of shitty movies I've seen or heard of. So, I'm really big into those types of movies.
My God, we watched a good one the last time.
Oh yeah, that was. But yeah, so, that was kind of that's the Predator. I'm not gonna give. We're not gonna give it a traditional rating. It's more because this is
rating.
Well, like a number rating that people like to give.
I'd still give one.
I think the big thing is that this isn't
a movie for everyone.
Enjoyment. Yeah.
Interpersonal enjoyment out of it. Like, yeah, and exactly that. It's not a movie for everybody. If you're going this expecting a serious movie and like humor that's like, oh, that's clever. It's like, no, they're going for cheap laughs.
Yeah,
but it's awesome.
But they also have some really good lines and none of it too clever. But there was some good.
The stuff they're trying to set up is never funny, or at least kind of funny. The stuff that just happens and they kind of breeze past it is fucking great.
Yeah, like there's just some of the line readings and deliveries and just. But yeah, this is not a movie for you if you're going into it expecting Predator 2 or something like that.
The thing is, the movie has the ability to kind of laugh at itself.
Yeah.
Like, there's this one scene where she's talking about her husband and stuff like that, and 13 confirmed kills. They don't keep track of that. That's not like a thing.
Yeah, they don't really...
They don't. That's not a thing people do. It doesn't make people less impressive, confirming, because how do you confirm a kill exactly, especially if you're shooting someone from thousands of yards away? Anyway, but they do that, she has that, and like, one's like, that speech wasn't very inspiring, but he called me pussy, and no one calls me a pussy. It's like, like it kind of is like, yeah, the writing there was shit, but we're gonna use it. Fuck it.
I feel like the main character, what's his name? I forget the actual actor, but his.
I feel like I should know.
He was the guy from Logan.
The guy from I know him primarily from Narcos.
And Narcos, yeah. I forget the actor's
Boyd
name.
Holbrook.
Yeah, that's it. Boyd Holbrook. I think, like, eventually, I think
he's just awesome.
Yeah, he's
in whatever
super
he
fun
does,
in this.
he's just great.
He was the one character that actually kind of grounded the movie.
Yeah, it was definitely he
was the one that grounded it, while everybody else was just like, what the fuck.
But I mean,
Olivia Munn grounded it, and she would kind of go crazy a little bit, and like she was teetering.
I mean, far better than her performance in Cowboys and Aliens.
And her completely forgettable appearance
in ripped that apart.
An X-Men Apocalypse.
I have not seen that still. I have so little investment in that series. That
if you do,
give a fuck.
The only thing I could tell you is Oscar Isaac Jones is blue and he looks stupid.
Potato.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, so for personal. Like, what would you... Because obviously, the movie's not going to be for everybody. Obviously, some people are going to find it decent. Some people are like, that was fucking stupid. But personal, ignore that. What would you give it out of a 10 on my
personal scale?
Yeah, not on like a high art or quality scale, just on how entertaining.
Ooh.
How much of a movie was it? You weren't walking out going, was that a movie?
No, I was. I'm gonna have to give it like a little bit of a higher rating because I'm going on a personal rating where I'm used to like really bad action movies with terrible dialogues.
Yeah, they're.
So I'm gonna give it probably around I want to say like a 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10.
Right.
I enjoyed the movie and it was an actual movie. It's not like I'm turning on something like Blood Rain series or an Uwe Boll movie where that shit's just enjoyable all the way through.
Is it enjoyable all the way through?
Hey, House of the Dead, man.
The sound of an Uwe Boll movie just sounds like a punishment. Personally, I would give it a 5 out of 10 because it was like it's an entertaining movie. It's funny. Would I go back and watch it again? Would I put it on in the background to listen to? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Would I put it on in the background while I'm getting a tattoo because I'm not really paying attention to it, but I'm not also paying attention. I'm trying to distract.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Like
it's one of those movies. Where
it's a movie that in 3 months I'd probably get drunk and watch it.
Yeah, you watch it once to like actually watch it once, and then after that you can just put it on whenever for some.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean that's also Predator 2 as well, and that's also That's I would still put it like in the hierarchy of if we're just looking at Predator movies and the non-canonical romps that are now
let's actually talk about that for a few minutes here. Where would you put the Predator series on a scale? Like
we're now including AVP and
AVP
because that does those. Yeah. I don't count those as alien movies. I count those as Predator.
We're going to count every cinematic appearance of the Predator.
I mean, I'm sure Ready Player One is in there. I'm sure he was in there somewhere.
Yeah, most likely.
Discounting that.
Yeah, discounting cameos and things like that.
The first Predator, obviously, is the top of the list.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly, there's a bit of a drop-off. There's a bit of a gap between first and second place.
Mm-hmm.
Second place, I cannot believe I'm saying this, I would honestly put AVP. Because...
Really?
Mm-hmm, because... Wow. Now, the setup is not great, but they don't linger on it too much. The dialogue's not all terrible. It's really well shot. Cinematography, it's impressive. There's a lot of really good practical effects, and the CGI doesn't even look half bad. And when it gets to the actual scrap, it's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, when it's the two dudes in the rubber suit.
Yeah.
Like the rubbers.
Yeah, and they're doing like stunts and shit like that. And then there's like the funny kind of moments that are a bit dark humor. It's really rich in that.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I think a YouTube channel made a point in this that it was really, really good, but still bears repeating. The wish I thought of it first thing. But like when her and the Predator team up, they're basically having non-verbal communications and understanding it. A lot of that happens in the Predator, but it's very understandable. Whereas like Predator, she has to read a lot from just head tilt.
Yeah.
So I would still put it up there because it's still funny.
Like the best one was when he flips up the thing and he goes like.
Yeah.
Like that was just.
This is universal for explosion. So second, AVP.
Mm-hmm.
Third would be Predators. Similar idea, but not as good, but still pretty good. It really captured the original, but it was kind of like, let's just throw a bunch of people together and see what happens.
Yeah.
It was some shit, but there was some good.
Mm-hmm.
Below that, Predator 2. Decent, but a little on the schlocky side. The last half of it is not super great.
Yeah, the last half just...
It really kind of blows its steam.
Once you get into the... I want to say like the halfway point, almost like just before the subway scene.
Yeah.
Or at the subway scene is when it gets just...
Actually... Okay. Predator, AVP, Predators, The Predator, Predator 2. Then, somewhere in the bottom shelf, next to the fucking shit I would even consider to drink that would just be used as campfire fuel, we're talking AVPR. And I'm sad because the monster design team on that movie did so much good work. And they do a lot of good work on the fucking props and shit like that, but you can't fucking see it
Yeah.
because you set your movie at nighttime in the fucking rain.
And they just that's fine when you color it to.
Yeah, that's fine when you provide adequate lighting.
Yeah, when you light it and you color it.
I'm sure it looked great when they were filming it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it looked great to be there and watch it.
Have you seen the behind the scenes photos?
Oh yeah.
Where it's like high def and it's like there's still the rain effects, but you can see everything.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It's like, where's that movie?
Yeah.
Not to mention the first half is just like until shit really starts going down, it's like fuck right off because they have to establish everything and establish why you have to give a fuck about the characters, and the characters are some of the worst acting.
Oh yeah, it's like they
movies.
cut in an episode of like a teen drama.
Yeah.
Like a TV shit.
There was some cool body horror shit like that, but probably the biggest body horror set piece also ignores a lot of anatomical.
Oh, I think
issues.
I know what scene.
Yeah, that one.
The scene in
the esophagus connected to the uterus.
Yeah.
I see why they went for it because it's an awesome concept,
yeah,
but you need
interesting
because it would have
and it makes for a good kill.
It would have been better because it would have been a little bit more horrifying and really true to the whole H.R. Geiger's weird design sex thing if they'd went with the anatomical way on that one. Just saying.
Oh, where it's
where
that happens and then you see all this down there?
No. Instead of going for a mouth, it just goes right for a snooch.
Oh.
That'd have been a horrifying scene.
Yeah.
But it would have been awesome.
I guess it would have made more sense, yeah.
Yeah, right? And it would have been like, oh, geez, these things are fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
But that's the hardly my smallest gripe about that movie. Huh? We could make an entire movie about me fucking bitching about AVPR.
we could totally.
We could probably tape it over AVPR, post the whole thing on YouTube, and no one would give a shit.
Yeah, probably.
Guaranteed.
So, I guess now my list. My list's going to be similar, but a little different at the same time.
Probably Predator 2 is going to be a little higher in that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would put Predator, the first one, because that is just
they hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, you'll never top that. The second one, I would actually put. I'm gonna have to go with AVP, the first one, just the reasons you stated, and I also just love that idea of taking this schlocky idea and making it more serious.
And it was the first really good crossover movie.
Yes.
At least of the recent generation of crossover movies.
And then after that, I'm gonna put Predator 2, because I kind of liked those the cop idea, the lethal weapon.
Oh yeah, I definitely felt like Lethal Weapon means the Predator.
Yeah, I kind of liked that idea because it changed from these commandos in the jungle to just
urban jungle
to hardened street cops dealing with this. So I'm gonna have to put Predator 2 there, and then I'm gonna put the Predators. Yeah, Predators. Because I actually do kind of like that one.
I enjoy that one. It's not great, but it's not bad.
It's kind of the one movie that when you're bored, on a weekend, you throw it on and be like, yeah, sure, They do
a lot of cool shit with the guns.
Yeah.
They really get a lot of the details right, save the minigun, but that's a whole different.
Well, has a movie ever gotten a minigun right?
Well, no, because they always use the same fucking minigun.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and then I'm going to have to put the Predator there. Almost on the same level as Predators, they're almost there, but whereas the Predators played it serious. The Predator was more of a comedy action movie.
Yeah.
So it's more of a comedy movie than a Predator movie, so it is different, so I'll give it that. It is different.
Yeah, no, they definitely... It is a separate vibe. I just can't get the fucking thought of the goddamn Predator killer suit on, man. Sorry, keep going.
And then after that, I'm putting AVPR way down there. That merits its own video, honestly.
That merits its own fucking cadre of bad.
There's
bad and then there's just not watchable.
Now that you brought up AVPR, we might have to finish this up, wrap this up, take a little break, and then come back and do AVPR. Because holy shit. So that's our thoughts on the Predator and our feelings on the franchise as a whole. Thanks everybody for watching.
Gonna tell Aunt Mary about Uncle John. He claimed he has a misery, but he have no